The streaming screen. I'm hoping it's visible.
Hold on.
Is. So I don't see a joke.
You don't see what's over Jamisha?
I
Oh,
see something there, but I
I
don't
see it.
see.
Expanding.
I don't see. I can't see the picture clearly.
Yeah, it is kind of the stream resolution limits the visibility of the joke.
Yeah, it's not super great. I was worried about that.
What is the joke?
Sir not appearing in this film.
Oh,
The aptly named Sir not appearing in this film.
Yes.
You do realize that I have the Monty Python role-playing game, No It Isn't, right next to me to break out on you guys someday, right?
Yeah, someday when we're not, still knee deep in however many adventures we're supposed to have.
Yeah, each of these chapters is theoretically meant to be like one session. I don't think a single one has gone less than. Your counter is 18, but yeah. So we've got an average of 4
Anyone who
sessions
thinks
per
that
mission.
these encounters could be done in 3 hours is, or even 5 hours, is really generous.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's be fair. Some of these sessions have been off the story planning.
Sorry, repeat.
he was just saying that some of these have kind of gone off the story beat.
Last week's encounter in on the path, the pirates.
True. Because you guys are really, really good at avoiding combat, and this is Dungeons and Dragons.
We like to role play.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You guys are really good at avoiding combat.
We are the role players. We're not the
Yeah.
combat people.
Look, the main reason we're avoiding combat is because the last time we ended a campaign with combat, we broke the DM.
Look, it's not my fault that I suplexed a dragon.
How is that not your fault when you're the one who suplexed the dragon?
Is it my fault for suplexing the dragon, or the dragon's fault for letting herself get suplexed?
That's a good point.
I am a tiny orc monk. That dragon should not have let it happen.
I don't think the dragon
And to
knew it
think
was
that-
coming.
And to think that I am in a professional wrestling themed TTRPG with Holly on Wednesdays starting soon.
Well, you can regale them with the tale of the time you were in a campaign where somebody suplexed a dragon.
Suplex
Yeah.
the dragon 2 size categories higher than them.
And somehow it was successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is what happens when you have someone who knows the mechanics and how to exploit them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes things interesting.
And yet, I still think I would be more terrified if I had Kyoko as one of my players for this scenario. Of course, Kyoko wanted to drop this campaign on me, but scaled up to our usual level of bullshit. So,
Look, all I'm saying is that I try to adapt myself to the campaign and the players, so I don't take things too heavily insane.
very fair, very fair. Let's be clear.
But you're still you.
I am still me.
At the end of the day.
And I would like to point out that in one of my earlier campaigns, I successfully drop kicked Takesis herself out of one of her priests.
That's funny.
Oh, anyway. Here, Reiko, since you're next to me. Hi. Hello. I have chillins. Okay. I'm turning. Hang on. It's okay.
The other babies desire their treats.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, has
Okay.
Mimi got? Oh, Mimi's realizing what's going on. She's coming
Oh,
over now.
oh, is she okay?
Yeah, she's coming over.
Promi.
Rami is realizing that this means good stuff.
Yes. Oh my God, Mimi. Take my whole finger. Hey. Let your brother have it the way. Let your brother eat it the way he's gonna eat it, okay? Maybe? You wanna take it? No, you still gonna have it that way? Okay. That's fine. That's fine, baby boy. You had all of yours. You had an extra one, I'm pretty sure. And last one for. Oh, well,
Okay.
there we go. Last one for Promi.
Neko AFK a minute or two, hopefully.
Okay.
Well, we're still waiting, so no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Yeah. You have been treated. Ugh, my notebook fell over.
Ding dong.
Ugh. There you go, guys. Yeah, even Promi. Promi's starting to realize that they're good things. He just doesn't know how to take from hand yet. I figure we can keep trying with him.
Are you trying to feed them through pinched fingers or from the palm yet?
We mostly just do pinch fingers because that's how they generally take it.
I think you could probably get Promi to try and go for the palm first to help him learn.
Possibly. He does sniff it when I'm holding it. He was actually, sniffing very curiously this time too. Like less of a I'm gonna sniff and then walk away.
Sniff snorf.
Sniff snorf.
More of a, this is edible.
This is edible. Now put it on the ground.
Threw it
But
on
if
the
I put it on the ground, Mimi might.
Yeah, I had to run interference. It's an interesting situation
I
at the
figured
moment.
that out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not just Mimi.
Tibble too. Mimi and Tibble
It's
are the
literally every one of them. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Reiko would also take it if she were close enough.
That's true, probably.
I'm gonna say Mimi's the one who actually tried to grab my hand with her little claws.
Yes, she does
Oh,
that.
she
does
does that.
She does the full paw
Oh,
wrap around arm.
Yeah, Rue did that too.
Okay.
So clearly we know who she learned it from.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I can really try to make it bigger.
Great.
I need to remember to delete my old order messages so I don't remake items that people have already received.
You lay back down, Rico. Oh. don't want to take my exam tomorrow.
I
Mostly
believe
because
in you.
I just don't want to go out. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have my neuro appointment tomorrow too, so
Yep.
do we know from Robin how Nathan is going to contact me or
So when he gets back, I think he's going to reach out to you. Either
okay,
he's going to
do
reach out
we
to you, or the office is going to call you.
okay.
Yeah. I gave her your name and all of that stuff, so. Rico, you lay down? You had treats. She says, yeah, I'm purring. You purring, girl. You're going to be 16 next month.
Old baby.
Old baby. She's doing good, though. She's going to get a checkup next term just to see how she's doing, but she seems like she's doing pretty good. Still clicky joints. Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Was I touching the wrong spot?
How dare you, mother?
I know. uh,
I need to go check other servers to see if there's tungsten ink for less than 10K.
ouch.
Hate the ink this expansion.
Yep. All right. So,
We're still waiting on Endless, correct?
Yes, Endless is very soon.
okay. So we're up to. Yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
Speak
All
of
right.
the Endless, and
Okay.
Let's.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so.
Here is the earth. Damn, that is a sweet earth.
Round.
Round.
Eh?
Sorry, I'm trying to get the. Trying to get to let me actually.
It's fine. Love and Deep Space brought back my favorite mini game, so I am very distracted, but I'm gonna try not to be.
Yeah.
Especially considering I have to tell people about my not so tragic backstory.
Yeah. Now, if I could just figure out why the
Just have to tell
reveal.
the short version. They
Oh,
preferred to
right.
keep the drama on the stage and not in their life.
Buddy pulls out a notepad and a pen.
Buddy, you don't need to pull a notepad and a pen out. You can just talk to me.
That's why. All right. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start today's session, staying on the start screen because we're kind of gonna be in narration mode for a little bit here.
Oh yeah. Zeph would like to tell their friends in private, not around notable figures.
Well,
That depends. Are we going to get in trouble before we get to the gnome village?
That is a good question.
that is indeed, and that's indeed what we're gonna start prepping to clarify for this once I finish prepping the map. But in the meanwhile, let's review what happened last time. Last time in this chaotic little mess of a situation, you were um, you were emergency asked to get going to the town of Little Lockford. Oh God, this map's gonna do this to me.
Roll20 is a functional website.
This is not Roll20's fault.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Well, it's safe to assume usually that it is. So.
For once, it's not.
Yeah, no. For once, this is on WotC. It's a very interesting choice of map scaling. Okay.
You okay there?
I just booted out the stream and saw the picture for the day.
All right.
See,
So
Played by Sir, not a playering in this game.
I did increase the size of it to see if it would show up a little bit better.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Add.
Oh, of course.
all right. I just gonna have to make
Hey,
do.
but it's an ad I'm actually vaguely interested in.
Tibble!
Maybe. Nope. Okay.
What is he doing?
You know exactly what he's doing. The same thing he's been doing for the past 3 days.
Like
Jumping up on top of
like-
the AC unit.
Buddy.
Don't
Wonderful.
cat.
Wonderful.
Yeah, your little booty, your little cat booty keeps pressing the button.
It is in fact not so little.
Yeah.
No, he's giant and he doesn't think he's as giant as he is.
No, he doesn't.
That's the problem. He doesn't realize how big he is.
large. But
he's a very large cat with a very large ass.
So the complication in question is that the map is scaled to one tile being 20 feet instead of the usual 5. This is a scale shift that is big enough that basically it's going to be a switch maps if you guys get caught and pulled into combat.
Okay.
Good thing we avoid
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense.
All
Yeah,
right.
good thing we avoid that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is going to be a. We are turning the grid off for this for this zone, which don't make me regret that choice, please.
We'll try not
Agree.
to.
Sorry
And
about it.
Puts down the shrinking potion.
Mm.
I'm watching you. Always watching.
Mike Wazowski.
Always watching. My apologies if this is not my greatest night. Sleep was interesting in
It's
the
all
wake
good.
of things we will not be discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, so the initial problem you were sent for was the town of Little Lockford, which has been taken over by a large number of clockwork equipment under the control of the seemingly crazed, at least as far as they know, former town head of security, Tixie Talkworth, um, who created these golems and now has instructed them to be kill on sight against anyone who, against any and all who enter the town. Uh, yeah, not great. Also,
Mhm.
not great. Being attacked by a priestess of Shar, who
Yeah.
who very clearly specifically wanted Zephiel dead.
Yeah.
And
Join
worse,
the club, man.
got away.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, they're still mad about that.
Now,
They don't
Yeah.
have a
Number
plan.
Clayton made sure that she wants all of us dead.
Yeah, I'm just the one with the specific thing that they want me dead for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so on
special.
the remainder, and in addition, the leader of the village, who Wraith Broadfoot, um, is more than a little freaked out because, well, you busted out the gunpowder.
A little bit. That was not my doing.
Yeah,
Look, it was that or wind up dead, and I prefer to stay alive.
Mhm.
Sitting here
Not
like Midnight
alive.
doesn't know what you're talking about. What gunpowder?
Yeah.
What's gunpowder?
Looks at fists. Looks up. No.
In my defense, the gunpowder was not my thing.
soon enough,
I
you are
had nothing
guided to a cavern not too far from the front gates of the town.
to.
And on the way, you're finally, in spite of everything, I can't tell you how pleased we are that you're here to help us. We've sealed the gates to Little Lockford to contain the threat because it's actually she's killed people. Talkworth was our security overseer, and then suddenly ordered the automatons to attack fellow citizens. I ordered an evacuation, but we can only last so long out here, and Little Lockford's our home. I want to see it reclaimed. Here's what I know. Talkworth built a fail-safe device that can mass shut down the automatons in event of malfunction. It's in her workshop, protected by a magic symbol on the floor that messes with the mind of any creature that sets foot on it. To activate the failsafe, you need Talkworth's security key, which is normally in a safe in her workshop. Retrieve the key, shut down the automatons, and deal with Talkworth. How you deal with that, I'm leaving to you.
I mean, we prefer non-lethally if possible, but we can't guarantee that.
Mhm.
Hanging them upside down by their ankles in their own workshop.
We have been authorized to use lethal force
Mm-hmm.
if
Could always
necessary.
could always go the BG3 route of tying them to the windmill.
Mhm.
Falling.
That is a way to kill them, though. That's literally what happens if you hit the wrong lever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
Mm.
I did it first, and it was hilariously bad.
and locks you out of like a whole boatload of side quests.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why I basically went, oops, I'm gonna reset now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that when it happened and didn't realize it until much later and went, oh.
Well, that is one benefit to my files getting corrupted. I have to start all over.
Yeah, but I digress. You have been provided a. She then provides you a hastily sketched map, marking in particular that the town hall, very close to the entrance, entrance is on the northwest. It should have some health potions to acquire. Um, yeah, I kind of forgot them while we were rushing out of town, thanks to the crazed murderous automaton.
I mean, it would be really difficult to remember something like that in a panic.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna look around and say, okay, does anyone need those healing potions before we start to...
Midnight turns and looks at Archie. Oh, tanky tank, who kept eating crit.
Uh-huh. It's like, listen, I
Presume-
can't I
you
can't do
have had
anything against
the-
crits.
Okay, the remainder of the route, you have had time for at least a short rest while while Buddy and Holly did the work. You
Okay.
do have the option of taking a full long rest before you go into town.
which
There
probably
is no
would not be a bad...
particular. Huh?
was going to say, would probably not be a bad idea given how many spell slots we burned on the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and long rest myself.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys take time for a long rest, this also gives you time to scheme a little bit and possibly pursue some information. Everyone, feel one, and you know what? Let's just do this in random order. And let's see.
Okay.
Um, so it's going to be the fourth active player in alphabetical order is Mitney, then Zephiel, then Ari, Clayton, Archivist.
Would you be rolling for Jamisha today, or?
Yes, though I'm kind of hoping to slow the roll enough that we don't delve too far in before your primary stealth master.
Hey,
So your
22
primary
months.
stealth.
Sorry.
Sorry, my Firefox just crashed and everything is reloading. So...
Oh, of course.
Oh dear. So in the order listed, Mitney, do you choose to gather information of it in any particular way, or do anything or do anything else of note for the people who are here?
I would want to like watch things, but I also need that rest.
Okay.
I'm looking at my HP to current total and my spell slots. Like, Mitney might want the nap.
Mitney should probably take the nap. Next, all right, Zephiel, you've got some time. In addition to the long rest, do you choose to do anything to try and collect information of any sort?
So, I think Zeph is gonna go around seeing if anyone needs healing, and by way of, assisting people who might need something like that, ask, hey, what happened? What do you know about the current situation? Stuff like that. Is there anything I should be for that?
All right. Go ahead and roll me a raw charisma check.
Raw charisma?
Yep.
Charisma. Come on. Roll Roll 20. Make that connection, damn it. Roll 20. Could you? Oh well, that's not.
Wow,
Oof.
Zephiel, I didn't know you knew that slur.
Whoa.
I
Mm.
didn't want to. I didn't want to say anything.
Well,
Maybe I should have shut up.
this
Mm.
your sheer for what it'd be a charisma check, not save.
Oh.
You're thankfully you're actually have decent charisma, but it still falls flat, and people seem a little concerned that you guys are the people coming to save this village at this point.
To be fair,
Ari!
to be fair, I would be
Great.
concerned too.
Do you choose investigation as well, or do you do something different?
I don't know if I want to try anything now. I'm kind of scared.
I'd
I
say you
promise
can't do
that
worse than
I
Zeph, but you certainly can.
I mean, I guess I
You
could
can't do
just
any worse than me, believe me.
try to ask some general questions. Yeah.
all right. In addition, Zeph, go ahead and give me a medicine check, combined, but correction, medicine or Arcana.
Let me see what's better. Arcana. Arcana is better.
Yeah.
What's better?
All right. So your efforts at healing people go over better than the information questions. So you're not so people aren't completely predisposed against the party at this point. This gives Ari a the DC will be lower for your attempt.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm still a little freaked out from earlier, so
That makes sense.
that's probably part of it.
So what do I'm rolling?
Your charisma in this case.
I don't trust this at this point because I can't even talk normally.
Nothing says Ari has to if you don't want to.
Okay.
Hey, you did better than me.
All right.
No,
So
rolled a 12,
for one, it's a
so-
check, not a save.
Why
to
did that
do
go
that,
with
you
a
click-
save?
because you clicked in the save spot.
Oh, saving throws.
Yeah, there's two different spots to click.
Ah.
That's
Yeah.
confusing, D&D.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there we
But-
go.
Your save was you're not proficient in the save, so the result's the same anywho. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, so you get roll me 1d4 and 1d3. Or correction, 2d4. I'm sorry. Okay, 2, 3. All right. So one of the people is one of the town. It was one of the town guard, and explains that the automated security forces meant to supplement the guards were consist of two types. The primary units are known as clockwork defenders. They are relatively birdy, they are relatively tough, and their bite is electrocuting. And they will attempt to hold a grip on you. My apologies for the background audio. In addition, there are clockwork observers. These are quicker little fire drones that communicate with each other. And also can send messages to Tixie herself. They do not have direct combat capability as far as the guard knows.
Deb, get off of there.
A different guard types in that Tixie have been experimenting with magical procedures on herself to integrate machine parts into her body.
Oh, lovely. So we
Other
needed
tinkerers of the
body
village
horror.
urged her to stop, and she refused. The town, um, the town militia was ordered to shut down the workshop. The shield guardian outside prevented them from doing so, and Talkworth suddenly went on the violent spree.
Mm.
Yes, I'm just thinking of a certain D&D 3.5 prestige class, but let's not talk about that,
Mm,
especially because that's actually not a Forgotten Realms one. But yeah, there was self-experimentation and madness promptly ensued.
Mm-hmm.
oh no.
All right.
Someone got an infection and it went to their head.
Thanks. I hated getting that information.
Layden,
Useful though.
knowing what you now know, what are you gonna do before your rest?
Clayton actually doesn't need rest. Clayton is full HP, full gear, and is mostly restocking. So
With
Clayton
okay,
has. Hmm?
I will note that with the time with traveling, you probably need sleep, being human.
Well, yeah, but that's just a quick nap. But anyway, Clayton does have 3 questions, most of which for the mayor, actually.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Okay.
First question: is anyone besides Tixie still in the village that we know of?
Oh, yeah, that would be an important thing to guess.
In the sketched map, she notes of at least a couple populations that uh, may be around. There is a small abbey where some monks may have barricaded themselves in the north center of town. Rin, I've actually linked this in the campaign channel. You may want to pull this up for for our viewer reference. I should have mentioned that I put it up earlier, and my apologies for. But the abbey in the north center of town, some monks probably may have. The mayor's pretty sure that a few monks barricaded themselves in there. They may still be alive. The guards left the jail, but the prisoners were not found in the head count. Obviously, Talkwork herself in the Central Security Center. The failsafe is in the south east, and the southwest is just warehouses. BCs will be looking around the district. A few other points are marked around.
Okay.
Okay.
Second question.
Mhm.
Of the survivors, how many of them need serious medical attention, which will also probably be something that Zeph and Ari can answer.
Yeah, Zeph has definitely been
There were
looking around for that.
surprisingly few took serious injuries, but given this was the population that was in condition able to evacuate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so getting the health potions back to the people is probably not a huge priority.
Keep
Might be
yourself safe.
needed.
Keep yourself safe first.
Clayton just smiles brightly and doesn't say anything. And third question. Tixie, does she have any friends among the survivors?
Based on the, for lack of a better phrase, chorus of middle fingers.
Not anymore.
If they were friends, they aren't anymore.
Her primary associates would have been folks in the Tinker's Guild, Tinkerers Guild. There are a few around if you want to try and question them.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
have
that's
specific notes for them, so I will note
Well,
that
I'm
this will
guessing
be
by
me
the
a little
fact that
improv.
she's experimenting on herself, she's probably a touch reclusive and introverted. But yes.
Yeah.
I mean, any
Yeah.
information is good.
Mostly Jay is sniffing out for plot hooks that may not have been hit.
Yeah.
Clayton will probably go to ask with the Tinkers Guild people and see if any of them know anything that might make Tixie tick, for lack of a better word.
Pixie became obsessed with her own superiority. One explains.
That explains why no one likes her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She really is a genius, but kept adding pieces to herself, and I think she may have the ability to see through illusions.
That's useful.
I think her goal was to complete her transformation, but I guess she's still trying it. But my God, what are the odds? This is not good. It's not great.
No,
And
can't imagine it would be.
Mm-hmm. So that leads to a subsequent question. Was she just trying to turn herself into a clockwork, or is there more here?
that they don't have a decisive answer on.
Clayton has some ideas that he will be working on in private. He is going to share things with the party once we've gotten inside.
Mm-hmm.
So we can skip Clayton for the rest of this, though I am going to say that Clayton is going to start working on a little bit of light metal work to at least look clockworky.
If you choose to enlist help, you will get it. These people know deep gnomes are notorious for their clockwork and progress, so they will be happy to assist especially if you're trying to set up something.
Well,
that said,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say Clayton's big thing will be he's an experimenter and an inventor, so let's see if we can put together something that looks like a nice little clockwork gun. May not work, but and if the gnomes want to help, by all means.
Okay. If you choose to ask, they will happily assist.
And he will.
All right. Do roll me a deception check, though, not to lie, but to conceal a bit of information.
Though technically Clayton is not saying anything about gunpowder, he just wants to make something that looks clockworky. But yes, probably still a good idea.
But yeah, you kind of want to hide how much you know about gun work.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, Clayton knows.
While still producing something that will get tricksy. So yeah, deception check. Okay.
That's a nice average roll.
Yep. They are a little surprised. The mayor has chosen to say nothing. But they go along with this, and you have your info. You have by the time after you're getting a proper night's sleep, they'll have worked some stuff through the night based on whatever designs you provided, and you have a pretty good fake gun that you can add to your inventory.
Yes, which will be added.
I will not require any specific checks for that because you did take assistance.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
Need to remind you that the Asura were inspired by Mount Nevermind.
I did
Oh,
not
yeah.
know that.
Right. Wait,
That
Yeah, Mount
explains so
Nevermind came
much.
20 years or so before Guild Wars 1 Eye of the North. Yeah.
I am adding clockwork quote unquote gun to Clayton's inventory. It is not a combat item.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Finally, Archivists. Will you choose to pursue information, or just rest, or something else?
Bearing in mind that Archie ate literally all of the damage of that last encounter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ari ate a little bit, but
Yeah,
not as
a little bit.
much.
I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Ari ate the appetizer. Archie ate the full course and the dessert.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I went down.
Mhm.
Midnay's
Yeah.
still mad about the crits.
You would have been
Uh-huh.
dead if not for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Not
love
great.
you. We love you, Archie. Please don't do that again.
Would like not to do that again.
Clayton Ari fist bump in
Alright.
the death saving throws club.
Yeah.
Alright.
We need to make that as a counter on the side of your thing, Death Saving Throws Club.
Yeah.
Alright.
Uh,
You do through the night, night for lack of a better word. This is in the
Ow.
dark after all.
mhm.
You do get told two other little details. The bridges that span the different districts can be controlled from the power station and security center, allowing them to be raised or lowered. Several of the bridges are known to be raised right now. So probably an active effort to control access to the town.
And the security center where the bridges are is the center of town, correct?
Yeah, the security center is dead center in the overlook.
Okay.
It's marked on the map. Let's see.
Yep.
In addition, that red line you see on the map is the slag line, a carousel-like chain of dangling steel buckets. They're spaced roughly 15 feet apart. Many contain rough stuff from the mines. The rest are empty, and you could probably fit two of you in each. It is automated, with the buckets automatically moving counterclockwise around the town. This alternates between running for a minute and pausing for a minute. Anytime, with the polite warning that if you're going to try and ride this thing, be aware that when it stops, the buckets will kind of bob and sway a little bit, but not that much. Don't worry. It's not going to dump you. Unless you do something
I
really
heard don't worry
stupid.
about it, now I'm gonna worry about it.
Mhm.
Well,
There are stations in Cave Mouth, Smolder Town, and Old Lockford that you could use to hop from point to point. So those are the tools you've got. All of you go ahead and click that long rest button. And then we are going to move you into the
You
zone.
could probably hide turn order for a little bit if you want.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay.
God, I'm just reminded of was it Udo? I think it was Udo, Missed Udo, where one of the things you had to do to complete one of the age puzzles was literally climb into this rusty ass bucket from an old production line and ride it like around the age. And I'm like, look at this thing going, okay, I'm either gonna die of tetanus or it's gonna fucking drop me into the lake or something. Like it did not look safe.
disgusting.
And it was a very mushroomy age, so it was even more gross.
The highest ranked of the surviving members of the town militia has a heavily bandaged arm and a bit of a limp, but is otherwise okay, and it leads you to the entrance. That said, do any of you speak any of Gnomish, Terran, or Undercommon?
Let
Because he
me
doesn't speak.
check.
Clayton does not.
I
I
speak
s-
Undercommon.
I speak Dwarven.
Yeah, I speak Common, Elvish, and Undercommon. So
Common, Sign Language,
so-
and Dwarven.
So Zephiel might be the only one who can talk to him.
God damn it.
Zephyr,
You're
whatever you said
welcome.
before, don't say it again.
Mm,
wasn't
this
planning
point-
on it.
He's aware that you're committed to this mission. He also passes you a note about the payment that the mayor intends to provide you for this. 5,000 gold value ruby ring, a set of boots of striding and springing, a drift globe, and
Ooh.
a stone of good luck.
As people may remember from the last campaign, that's a very useful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Given
Oh my
this,
goodness, Tybalt. Tibby,
if you
what's
move
your
quickly
problem?
and quietly through the town, that'll probably be your best bet of staying clear of the automatons. The Cave Mouth district is high risk because monsters are likely to show up there. Grix being a particular running nuisance.
Grit,
And
you
the
said?
Grix.
Okay.
And the Turbine Heights district holds the city infirmary, which is marked on your on a sketch map. You'll probably find stuff for healing there, additional stuff with healing if you need it.
Mhm.
Child.
Looking at the map, he realizes that there is a mistake on the map.
Ooh.
The jail
Oh,
and the infirmary are swapped.
That's
what they
important to.
Mm.
very handy to know.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yep.
That is kind of important, yeah.
We are thankful for his edit.
Yes.
Thankful for your assistance.
We may well be blah, 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 blah. We may want to note that in the channel so that we can remember it for next session, since it's unlikely we'll finish tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think we want to finish tonight with Jamisha missing.
Mm-hmm.
Also true.
No.
Let's see. You have also been. He pauses. Wonder. Do you guys hear about the drilling kit?
No,
We have
no,
not
we
heard
did
anything
not.
about that. No, please tell
We are
me.
excited to hear
What?
about a
Oh
drilling kit.
dear. Well, I know it's some braggarty sorts. Where let's see, it's warehouse number 6 in the in Cave Mouth. Yes, I know. I just warned you, but might be some kind of large mining device you might be able to make use of. I don't know. They were saying some crazy crap about what was it? Like it being a mobile drill.
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, might be handy or maybe not. But yeah, mobile drilling kit, whatever. That is really about it. Let's see. Yeah, the bridges, slag line. As you approach, you realize that the town is lit, and not like there's magical lights or alchemical lights, but like there's
Is like
magma underneath.
on fire?
Woo!
Magma,
Yeah,
magma.
like on fire.
Oh, like
And
on
we,
Oh,
and
fire.
we
I
are
was
leaving,
hoping it was a party.
and we are leaving the horses outside. They were mostly for the ride up.
Yeah, the horses.
Will not go
Go-
near magma.
yeah. Well, the good news. The good news is that the magma seems to be far below, like 100+ feet below. The overlook, where the security station is in a rock formation in the center of the cavern and is higher than the rest of the village. Cave Mouth is the lowest part. Those buckets carry joy for some reason.
Don't
No, this
sightsee the
is
magma. I mean, generally a good idea.
don't sightsee the magma. Yep. Um. That said, the gate is at present locked. And but with a bulwark that has been hastily erected outside the gate. The town militia look weary, but quickly salute the sergeant as he passes. Steady watch are 2 dour gnomes in black robes. A quick thumbs up from Sergeant Cragknuckle, and I quickly cast a basic open close spell that causes the gates to swing open. Holy crap! This town's hot. This is the warmest you've been since you went down that well. Don't go down the well. A wave of heat washes through the bulwark as you realize that the town is kind of grim, bathed in hellish light, periodically brightened by flashes of lightning.
Why is there lightning in the volcano spot?
I mean, either there's magic fuckery going on, or there's some level of cold air pressing down on the hot air.
And to say nothing of the fact that there's probably a few dynamos at work in the clockwork area.
That too.
Yes.
Mhm.
The lightning is probably coming from Turbine Heights, based on it being named Turbine Heights.
Midnight's still going.
Clayton's just gonna put a hand on Midnight's shoulder and say, "Relax. This is fine. This is gnomish."
The gate.
No.
You are warned that the gates will lock when they close. The gnome mages have not prepared to circumvent the gate's complex locking mechanisms, but it takes 2 casts to open the gates. So it will take. If you're trying to escape through the gate, it's gonna take a minute. The militia does not choose to go in. Will not go in any further. You're wished good luck. Knock on the gate 7 times to signal an exit, and that he will be here waiting for them.
Clayton's just gonna ask Zephiel to pass on that they can go ahead and relax as best they can while on duty. They're gonna be a while. And he will say, "We're going to try to bring her out alive, so please restrain any bloodthirsty urges after what she's done."
Understood.
Okay. No, I am relaying that.
Yep, the info gets relayed, and your plan is established. After you enter, the gates will lock. You get opportunities to rest. Well, let's just say that if you guys enter full alert phase, it's going to be it might be the Payday 2 soundtrack for the rest of the raid.
Well, Clayton is immediately going to recommend that they head to the town hall because there's some things that they need to discuss in private.
Yep.
And before we leave the gatehouse, OOC question: is this a floor-to-ceiling gate? Is there a gap? Is there
Let's see.
a way out is more enterprising?
Jamisha could get out by running over the gate in a pinch. There's a bit of battlement that a few of the militia are on, but trying to stay concealed. Yeah, but staying concealed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you need to hastily climb the gate, that could work. There should be a control. There is a gatehouse just inside that you could take advantage that might be of use.
Clayton is going to recommend that we check the gatehouse real quick.
Okay.
Yes, let's use the gatehouse as a little hidey hole for a minute.
All right.
Slight hike.
As you step in, you know what? Let's see. How much am I gonna fully reveal right out the gate?
Well, we can see down the street, and I think that's about all we need to worry. Oh, those are good street views.
Yeah, I gotta say you can clearly see to the bridges as you make your first steps in. and a little beyond, including where it's clearly cave wall.
Yes.
That's right, because it's toasty and well lit.
Mhm.
Yes. By magma and apparently electrodynamos. Oh dear. All right, let's see. I am going to reveal and relocate you guys to the gatehouse.
Okay.
Camera gets
Woohoo.
pulled. As you slide into the building, as you're on in, the outer gates close, and you can clearly hear the chunk of a seriously heavy lock. There's some complicated mechanisms on top. Clayton and Ari can both tell intuitively from the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Click, click, clack, clunk. Clunk.
The gatehouse is relatively modest, but notably, as you quickly go through it, no sign of any clockwork patrols here. And and it does so far seem to be a safe spot. There are some basic sleeping quarters, admittedly defaultly sized for deep gnomes, but with a little bit of bed shuffling, you can probably make adequate crash space as long as the clockwork don't know to look here. Based on the dust, they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
There's dust that indicates that not much has happened in this building in the last few days. The armory, sadly, is empty.
No surprise.
Darn.
Yeah, the town militia grabbed all that on their way out.
And just a quick question for the GM: are these stairs up or down?
That stairwell, it leads you to an upstairs with a few windows you can try glancing out of if you are
That is
with
exactly
a
what Clayton wanted to know.
okay. Okay, if you glance the windows upstairs, I am going to ask you for a stealth check with advantage.
Clayton is going to inform everyone to stay away from the windows. He and Jem are the only ones that should go near them.
Got it, boss.
Fortunately, the first floor, this is not a concern.
Hmm.
And Clayton is going to go to the windows and surreptitiously look out.
Okay. Give me your stealth.
Another average roll.
Okay. There is no sign of. Okay, you do see in the air multiple of these little clockwork observers, and there are active patrols of the clockwork defenders going around town. Let's see. That's all they're gonna give me. Okay, sure. Paste it into the Discord. Little spherical winged flyers. They have legs to hop on the ground, but no sign of any weaponry. They are randomly glancing around, but you easily duck the only one that you think is anywhere close enough to see you reliably. Orb.
I don't think we should
Kind of
call.
reminds me of things in Skyrim ruins.
Yeah,
The
Dwemer.
Daedric things. No, not
Yeah,
Daedric things.
Dwe-
The
Dwemer.
dwarf things.
Dwemer.
The clock
The Dwemer, yeah.
The clockwork defenders, conversely, are significantly. They are hound-shaped quadrupedal quadrupeds
I enjoy
with
the
light
giant
that
screw.
project beams of light through or near their mono eye. Yeah, so those are the primary threats you are up against at this time. That said, what with the fact that we are implicitly in a gem focus sequence. I'm going to ask that you that we go ahead and pivot scene, and you can talk about a couple things that were revealed on your way here.
Well, yep. Right now, just for GM's reasoning, Clayton is trying to watch while staying out of sight of the observer the path to the town hall because he'd like to get there away from the gates before they do their talking.
Okay.
He's
The
trying to
town
observe
hall.
the patrols for
Okay, refocusing the ping. Yeah, moving Clayton. I'm actually gonna shrink the Clayton token a fair bit.
That's
But that's still being
we go.
used to represent the full party. Town Hall is, according to your knowledge here, given that that's one of the more prominent buildings, it certainly looks the part. So very close to the entryway, a little further out. So that's probably attempting to sneak out with the window gathering. You can work out an opportunity that will give you I'm gonna say a stealth with advantage to avoid risking an encounter.
Full party?
In this case, I'm going to say Clayton can lead a stealth check. So Clayton rolls for everyone by basically whispering and signaling for people to follow.
go, 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 keep low, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're getting to roll a stealth check with advantage. But you get to deal with the wonderful, wonderful sound of the DM rolling dice.
And does the GM have Jamisha's sheet handy?
Jamisha's sheet is handy if you want to have Jamisha lead the check.
I'm just checking if Jamisha's stealth modifier is better than a 7.
Jamisha's stealth modifier is a 4. She does not have expertise.
Okay. Well,
She does, however, yeah.
Clayton has commented before, Jamisha's a thief, but Clayton is a rogue who is very important.
That means Mitney's sneakier than Jamisha.
Yes, though
No one
Jamisha
said she
has
was-
things like summoning walls of solid smoke to
Yeah.
Help,
make up
yeah.
Get advantage,
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
So-
but yeah, go ahead and give me the roll.
Okay. 1 second while I hit the right button. Come on, there we go.
And yes, I may be doing additional rolls just to hide what actually matters.
Well, given that I just rolled a natural 19, I'm pretty sure we're okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, your quick bit of signaling, use of the alleys between houses, and good maneuvering will be enough to get you through and over to the town, to and into the town hall. This has the front steps have 3 dead gnomes clad in the armor of the town militia laying on them. The doors are wide open.
That's unfortunate
Inside,
and concerning.
inside, there is not a specific map for it, but it's one large chamber for town meetings, gatherings, and 3 small offices in the back.
Cram into an office.
Yep. So, do you close the doors or try to hide by other means?
I think we're to go straight for the office, in my opinion.
Clayton is going to tell them to leave the doors open and head for the offices, making sure to stay low from the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Hey.
it, boss.
Okay, I will not have you roll an additional stealth check. Once you are in the office, you have relative breathing room as long as you don't start shouting or anything.
Yes.
No, kidding.
Okay.
Ari is worried about the dead. No,
Inside
why?
your heart.
Well, good news. They aren't suddenly animating to attack you or anything.
Thank fuck.
Yeah.
Clockwork does not appear to practice necromancy.
Yay!
Yay.
There is a
Sounds
full
fake.
set of calligrapher's supplies atop the desk of the mayor, and there is a small shelf hidden under the desk that contains. And feel free to put these in your party loot, or split them up as you see fit. 4 potions of healing,
Good ones. Not even
2 flasks of alchemist's fire, and a small packet with a single use of dust of disappearance.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
very useful.
Oh.
Noise.
Yeah.
Well, I think the healing potions should go to people who don't have healing spells. So,
Alright.
the alchemist's fire, I can see 1 each going to Ari and to Clayton, but that is up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about anything else.
You're about 100 plus feet away from the gates, by the way, so unless you are yelling, the folk of Little Lockford are not going to hear you or hear your
Mhm.
discussion.
Plus the tropic.
I'm still gonna talk a little quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best. But yeah, I
Probably
do
a
think
good-
I realized she had a question after we left town.
What was the question?
How are the clockwork things reporting back?
That's a good question.
That's a good
Okay.
question.
that is the answer. You are not. They're not sure about the defenders having active comms, as opposed to just obeying pre-programmed patrols. However, the observers are telepathically connected to Tixie.
Creepy.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
On a
just
follow up,
wonderful.
if she can see through illusions, does that mean that she's scrying through those things?
You do. They don't know.
Dang it.
That would be a hell of a lot of concentration checks to be making. So, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was
But
just
yeah,
thinking, like, if
but-
they count as if their surveillance counts as scrying, Mitney might not be visible. I gotta go pull up my magic item again.
I'm pulling up. I've got to pull something. I got to pull a couple of my own notes out here. One minute. Oh dear.
Specifically, magical scrying sensors or divinitation magics.
Divination.
Divination.
Yeah, there we go.
You're not sure. I know what it is mechanically, but I'm not gonna just
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't know until we fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
figured it.
but the risk is there, but that's all you can assume at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
With that said, there are the 6 of you,
Now it's talkie time.
and now, indeed,
Okay. Clayton
you've got.
is.
After all, why was the priestess going for Zephiel?
Yes.
And
Clayton,
she also mentioned archivists.
Yeah, that's something I don't know anything about.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, Clayton is going to gesture everyone away from the door, and he's going to try and bar the door with a chair, just in case.
Ooh.
Just in case we get too involved in our conversations.
Yes. Clayton is going to sit down in the middle of the floor and gesture for everyone to sit, and going to look into Zephiel and say, "Story time."
It's not as exciting as you might think. But yeah, I guess. So the reason I didn't say anything before was because they were not actively trying to hunt me until now. However, short story. Long story short, I touch Shiny. Shiny gives me power that is long dead. That the Sharan people seem to want me dead for. That's basically it.
Mm.
Clayton's going
Also, I don't know really how to control this damn thing, and I never wanted it.
to glance.
Sounds
at
about right.
and say, "Okay. Any questions before Clayton asks the big one?" And yes, he is referring to himself in the third person here.
Well, that would be up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I can't really think of. I mean, the only thing I can ask, one thing to ask is how long ago was this?
Good question. Not the big one.
Doesn't really matter.
Clayton's just going to
That
look
is that
at
is
that,
that
you
is
know.
that is the in character answer for out of character. Did not think about how long ago it was.
It's been probably a long time.
Yeah,
That much.
I would say probably I was quite a bit younger than I am now.
Yeah, I'm just curious if it was a child level of ooh shiny touch, or if it was the more adult level of ooh I'm curious shiny touch.
Or was
Child level.
or was this the
Oh.
teenager? They told me not to touch this.
As a teenager, they told me not to touch it.
Rebellious teenager years, maybe. Like, I'd say preteen, probably.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So they're mad at you because you got the power that I'm assuming they wanted from the long dead thingy?
I don't really know. All I know is that they don't want me to have it.
Clayton's going to shake his head, and he's just going to pat Ari in the shoulder and say, "Take it from another blasphemer. They don't want this power."
They just don't want me to have it.
Okay.
And if that isn't indication enough, I will confirm. No, I do not worship Shar. I'm not even that remotely religious.
Clayton's just going to nod and say, "Okay, does the longer story contain any names?"
All I know is the power is called the Shadow Weave. If that means anything to you.
Anyone who has Arcana trained or religion trained may roll either.
Normal roll, I assume.
Yes.
Darn. History.
You will know
Yep,
things.
it's history.
Let me check and see what my history is like, because I probably have learned a lot more than I think.
Oh God.
I know. Okay, my history. I'm gonna roll.
Am I trained in it? Yes. Am I trained well? No.
I'm gonna roll history just to sort of get an idea of how much I might personally know about it. Just a normal. Okay, so I probably know a moderate amount about it after finding out what it was, but not enough to answer any big questions.
Yes, Clayton's backstory is that he sticks his nose in places he isn't supposed to go, so he knows things.
That would be very helpful. But also, if you know how I
We're
can
gonna
get
see
rid of
how.
it.
Yeah, we're only gonna give you so much.
Yeah,
But
yeah, he's not going to know the key, the password to the safe, but he is going to know that there is a safe.
all
Love
right,
that
played
for
him.
me.
Some of your reading, you recall reading about this. The Shadow Weave was intended to be secret tool of the Lady of Loss, Shar. Or as regularly described, the goddess of fuck everything, kill everyone, feminine coded.
I mean, can't say I blame her, but also
Goal, given some of the shit she's pulled, you absolutely can.
no.
And one of the things she's pulled over the centuries was attempting to replace the weave of magic. Anyone who knows anything about magic, even if you're not trained, knows that the weave is the source of magic for at least arcane and divine magic in the realm.
Yeah.
Like this is, she attempted to create a echo of the weave in its the gaps in it, so to speak, called the Shadow Weave, specialized towards the kind of magics she prefers using: enchantment, illusion, and necromancy.
Oh,
Her
boy.
ultimate goal was to destroy the original weave, so that only those who knew how to use the Shadow Weave could cast spells. To say this was extremely bad news, well, let me put it this way. Char was not the one who succeeded in this plot. But what someone did, someone killed Mistra over a century ago. And the result was a global disaster. Also known as Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition.
Finger guns. I need to go back. I'll be back.
Mhm.
Okay, Clayton is just going to pinch the bridge of his nose and he's just going to say, okay, handy to know. We're going to keep you safe and we may have to set up a contingency plan to kill you if they get their hands on you.
Oh, fun.
And he's
Oh,
just
I
saying
hate
that with a
that.
friendly voice.
I hate that
Here's the
more.
thing. When Mistra was killed, the weave collapsed. This led to the spell plague, among other massive, massive problems that were only successfully fully mitigated by you're not sure if it's resurrection or reascension of Mistra, but there's some finagliness there. But basically, that's the only reason that that well, that's led to a rebirth of magic in the recent years, as opposed to it being kind of a complicated thing to study. Now, here's the thing: it is those outsiders who studied the Shadow Weave. To be clear, it wasn't just worshippers of Shar who followed the Shadow Weave. There were also people on loan from the Church of Lol who practiced this, but outside studiers were absolutely certain the Shadow Weave collapsed in the wake of what happened, in the wake of the destruction of the regular weave. It turned out that its structure was not sufficient to hold itself without the original in place. This would not be this is only the most recent known time of someone trying some crap like this, I will put on the record. But the details of that are a spoiler for a certain major video game and not known to any of the party.
Mhm. Jazz hands.
All I know is Mistra's a bitch, and my sorcerer wants to punch her in the face on behalf of her man.
Okay, so Clayton knows enough to say that, yeah, we don't want Shar getting her hands on Zephiel.
Mhm.
That's that would be appreciated.
Mm, I
Clayton
I would
is-
really,
still
would really
don't
like
like
to not.
the killing them thing.
Clayton's just going to politely lean over and whisper quietly, and conspiratorially, we may want to see if we can get an audience with Elminster for this one. But anyway, that's
Oh.
neither here nor there.
Oh, don't worry. We just get the best cheese possible, and he'll come running.
Clayton's just going to say, well, that answers enough questions, but yeah, Zephiel, you're in trouble. You may be in as much trouble as I am.
Great, love that.
Yeah.
I thought the least
So,
of my worries was
here's the problem. How'd that
a few
Shard
bad
priest
jokes.
know where to find you?
I don't know.
And this is where the next thing you guys may have concerns about crops up. Because, you see, they mentioned a dwarven associate.
Oh, yeah. That sounds familiar.
Yep. And that they basically and that the associate basically wanted Mitney dead.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Well, Mitney needs to come back from the bathroom before we can discuss
Yeah.
that further.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
prerequisite.
came back at the right time. Okay, what are we not discussing till I'm not here?
Yeah. A dwarven associate who the Shar priestess mentioned a dwarven associate who wanted more of you dead. And from that implication, Mitney, you know that that's you.
Oh, Mitney really regrets not putting Hunter's Mark on her.
That's fair
Now,
enough.
now, she's just the gun. You need to get your hands on the person firing.
But if I follow her with Hunter's Mark,
You lose Hunter's Mark if you don't pursue the target. We could certainly
which would
abandon
have
the gnomes to their
distracted
fate.
you, which notably would probably have sent you away from Little Lockford and the mission.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
we certainly could have abandoned the gnomes to their fate, but I'm pretty sure the the golden
Golden Vault.
golden vault. I wanted to say golden key, and so no, golden vault would not appreciate that. Don't worry, we'll get our revenge on people.
Grumbles.
We'll grumble.
But then
Pat,
why
pat,
would
pat, pat.
but then why would that revenge be desirable? Might be something someone wants to ask.
Grumbles.
Look, you all are allowed your secrets until they bite them on the ass. When they bite us on the ass, Buddy starts taking notes and Clayton starts asking questions.
Mhm.
You see the amount of paper that is conveniently positioned in range for Buddy to grab. There were a lot of notes. There's also a hard hat for some reason. You don't.
What do you mean, some
No,
reason? We
there's
know
a
that by
hard
now
hat.
already. We just watched rock fall and nothing die, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Choya Miters? I mean,
Mm.
sorry,
Yeah.
it's Super Adventure Box right now.
Okay, so all that said, we now have answers to some of the more pressing non-mission related questions. Does anyone have thoughts about the mission before Clayton speaks up?
Do we want to find out if we should release the people in jail to distract the other things? Or are the people in jail bad enough that we're just not going to bother?
Let's see.
We probably need to find the prisoner manifest to know the answer for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the sergeant said anything in particular.
He did not.
So Clayton
Of
says,
course.
good question. We don't know the answer. Let's table that one.
The slag things do seem like a pretty good conveyance system.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably watch how high the little flyboys fly before we try using it.
Clayton
Mm-hmm.
shake his head and say, that's a bad idea. It's not a terrible idea, but we want something to cover the rims of the buckets if we want to get in. Clayton's going to say, I looked out the window. They will see us.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that brings us back to, if she can see through illusions, can the clockworks? Because we have a couple people with minor illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple and illusion breaking would let them see through invisibility, which is something several of you have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody respects the classics,
The
Gene.
best I've got is the Cloak of Elvenkind.
Which ironically is a lot more reliable in this situation.
You know what? Yes, actually.
Clayton's going to say, another good question. Unfortunately, we only find out the answer to that one by getting spotted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton
Yeah.
smile, and he's going to say, does anyone have any... Let me rephrase this question to something we can approach and is actionable. Does anyone have any plans besides me?
I'm just following.
Inventory jail seems a little bit. Yes, bridges open that direction. So we kind of. Infirmary jail, not inventory.
I was gonna say
Um,
inventory. I'm like squinting, going, "What?"
Oh dear.
Infirmary jail seems to be an actionable direction at the moment because that also has the bridge house.
Yes.
And
So we could do
the bridges there are currently available.
Yes, that's what the map looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton is following this line of logic, and he's quite glad to hear it.
And therefore, it seems like that is the most actionable. Though that drilling kit sounds interesting.
Oh, that drilling kit is real interesting, but right now we can't really get down there without a much more detailed plan.
Yes. And again, jail potentially use the prisoners as distractos.
I'm not comfortable with using a blade of meat shields yet.
It's less of meat shields and more look at the escaped prisoners. You've got something to kill while we go in the different direction.
Yeah,
Mm.
but they will be killed is the problem.
Ah, well, okay.
I'm not taking that off the table. I'm just saying, let's check what our little meat shields have done before we send them out to die. Clayton's just going to smile and say, fortunately, that line of thought does cross with one of my two plans. Clayton is just going to unroll the map that they received. Ink, can I have you briefly illuminate the Abbey unless the revealing it would reveal
Oh,
that
that's
it's
a good point,
destroyed?
Abby. I forgot about the monks.
Okay. You are
Yeah.
able to see there for the right for a window, and you are able to see that the bridge past it is also down. It's usable.
Yes. Clayton is
So
going to put the map on the desk, and he's going to put his finger on the Abbey. He's going to say, first things first, we need to find out if the survivors are indeed survivors.
Yeah, that's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton's just going to say, so. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, if we want to do a reasonable plan, we want to go east first, which means we're going to have to take another daring mad dash across the open streets, which unfortunately is a lot more likely to get us seen. Not impossible, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wait for Ari to get back because
I'm
Clayton.
I,
Oh,
I'm back.
okay, welcome back.
And I would like to like you all to know that Tybalt and Prompto are cuddling on the back of the chair.
Aww.
My
Adorable.
babies. My boys. They
They're
love each
being-
other.
They do.
Clayton's just going to smile and say, having said all that, I do have a second plan. And he's just going to smile wider.
Oh, I'm glad you
Outside
do.
the town, Buddy takes a few steps back.
I feel like I can feel
What
this
are we
in my
blowing
bones.
up to cover that we're here? No.
That is a good question because that's probably happening.
Oh no, this is actually much more dangerous.
Oh,
Oh.
love that.
Well, dangerous for Clayton. You guys are probably safe as and snug as bugs in a blanket.
I don't want to
And
be a
yes,
bug.
he is saying that.
I don't want to be a bug.
Nitne's gonna go look for a crate that she can wear. Metal Gear Solid time.
Snake!
Mm.
Snake!
yeah, I'm just going to warn you. Don't think Metal Gear. In Metal Gear, once you get the alert, you can get it back down. This
I
is
know.
Payday. The phase is not called alert; it is called anticipation.
Guess what, Ink? I bet they never planned for Clayton's plan here.
Mm.
Nobody ever plans for Clayton.
I was
That's
gonna
part of
say,
that's unfortunately that often includes the DM.
Mm.
But yeah, so you with that said, I am sorry to say that we should probably conclude here with you aware of Midnight being grumbly about whoever tipped whatever's going on, and aware of the nature the whole Shadow Week thing
Mm-hmm.
and
Yay, I'm dangerous.
I will say that we probably do want Jem here to chime in on Clayton's really bad plan.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to update Tess on everything too.
Because let
Yeah.
me tell you, this is a very fun plan that could go very wrong.
wonderful.
Why?
Yep. You are dealing with, by estimates, a force of 20 Clockwork Defenders, plus who knows what else has been built up, if anything. So, these things. Here, let me. Depending on how big their numbers get, they could get very dangerous.
Fortunately, Clayton's plan also means only dangerous for him. And believe me, it will be very dangerous for him.
Of course.
Does anyone want to take a guess?
I can
Why are
never.
you going in one
Kaboom.
direction while the rest of us are going in another, Clayton?
Mm,
Wait, not wrong.
Clayton, why are you shooting one of the thingies while we go?
There will be no explosions and no discharge from Clayton, at least at first.
Are you going to try making one of them go rogue on the others?
Actually, I'm kind of planning on making all of them go rogue.
Might I remind you, Goblin rights.
We don't have Bob this time. Bob has not been established in Faerun.
uh-huh.
Bob has left the building
Yeah.
a lot.
Bob lives on only in our hearts.
But Bob
And our hearts alone.
Bob didn't so much leave the building as he remained in the previous building.
Yeah.
We did not
Fair
take him
enough.
with us.
Yeah, we are in a different building.
No, there are two distinct problems with this plan. One, how far gone is Tixie Toxworth? And two, how much can Clayton fight against his negative charisma modifier?
Oh no.
Not well.
Oh dear.
But yes, to at least give Ink a chance to plan ahead for a week, Clayton's plan is not going to stay hidden. Clayton's plan is going to walk out of the town hall, walk towards the lowered or raised bridge, wave both hands in the air, and call out, "Hey, Tixie Toxworth! I'd like to talk to you! Big fan!"
Oh my god,
God
why?
damn it,
Why?
Clayton.
Why, Clayton?
No,
I
he is
mean,
not going to do this if the rest of the party overrides him. But this is one of his
I
plans.
think we need Gem.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, I think
I
we
think we
need
need
Gem before we continue this.
well, like
Yeah.
this is not Clayton explaining his plan. This is Clayton's plan being explained ahead of time so the GM can prepare. This is not something you want to improvise.
No. Clayton.
Boy.
This is the part where everyone in the party looks at Clayton and says, "Are you fucking nuts?" He's going to say, "Well, yeah, and how well has that served us so far?" There's a reason
We
that I
could
don't
use this to test whether the things, whether the flyboys can also see through illusions and make you look like a deep gnome.
Well, let me just say, there's a reason that I don't compare anyone to anyone on leverage. Who do I compare Clayton to? Colonel John Hannibal Smith of the A Team.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Oh.
Big sigh.
Yep. Yeah, that's about where I feel on that too. Big
I
sigh.
can smell the universe. Oh, right, by the way, Psychonauts entire series on pretty massive sale right now,
Oh, good.
Ooh.
including the original for 89 cents, the lowest price it has ever been officially sold for.
Oh shit.
So yes, this is probably a good point to call it for the night, unless anyone has anything else to add.
Nope. I just gave a basic update on plot lines, personal plot line stuff to test, though we're probably gonna go over the major plot line stuff next time.
Indeed.
Hmm.
And with that said, I will stay online after I get some water and use the restroom. But I think that it is time
Oh,
to pursue
I did have a
who you will be
question.
raiding.
I did have a
Gordon has a
question.
question. Or
After
Corey has a
question.
Or someone.
Was technically all of you. God damn it, Seth.
The
No.
response the response I got from Tess, by the way, was motherfucker.
I think
Was
Clayton's
that
gonna.
to Zephiel or was that to Clayton?
So I explained. I didn't explain any of the Clayton stuff. I feel like you would be best to explain that, but I think
Okay.
that's gonna elicit another response of
Motherfucker.
But I explained like the basic, because I know that she wanted to know about the whole thing with Zeph. I
Yeah.
explained the whole Zeph thing, and then I explained that it was Mitney's non-contact from the prison that sent the Sharans after them.
Which does lead to the question, how did they get a message out?
Mm-hmm.
That is a good question.
Okay, so my question is, even though we had one missing tonight, would anyone be opposed to me taking next Monday off from D&D specifically?
What's the proposal?
I have been invited to a game of Repo, but it's only taking place on Monday.
Oh, sure.
Fair.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
that
we will
should work.
take. We will stall for the Monday then, and next meet on.
2 weeks.
The weeks.
Okay. I am
May
also going to preemptively warn that the 19th is a modest no guarantees, and the 26th is a near guaranteed. No, correction, I'm sorry. It's the 26th that's a prop that is a high risk because that is the start of the tech season for the local Renaissance Fair. And the second is primary tech week. Not a chance I'm going to be available on June 2nd. Straight up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So just a warning of that ahead of time.
Mhm.
Let's
Sounds
see.
good.
All right. So I got Minty doing art, Hunter Hero doing something called Split Brain. Don't know what that is. Jen is doing Guild Wars 2. Batboy Vesper is doing Baldur's Gate 3, and other. Besides that, it's all a bunch of people who are got a lot of.
Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate.
You want to do Batboy? Do Vespi?
Yeah. Baldur's Gate.
Let's see if I can do.
I've been inspired to start downloading Baldur's Gate again, so that I may restart my shit.
It's a modded Baldur's Gate as well.
Oh, I do love modded Baldur's Gate.
They have
I don't really know the modded Baldur's Gate.
Their character has some beautiful
I put a
wings.
video into.
I have BG3 Mod Manager. I probably need to update some mods.
Just casually drops.
Explosions!
Just drop something.
I mean, to be entirely fair, Emma Frost is fucking hot.
Yes.
So
But yeah.
I'm looking very similarly to Green over there. Just like, I am looking disrespectfully.
The other two are looking concerned, which is also a valid reaction.
I know that there was some complaints of like, oh, another white blonde woman is on the roster for Marvel Rivals, and then I saw who it was, and I was like, okay, but mommy.
Step on me, mommy.
Emma Frost is very step on me, mommy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, there's Vespi. There's Vespi. Yes. Is Vespi good for a raid? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set everyone for a raid. I'll be back on Wednesday, Minecraft Friday 14. And then next Monday, I'm going to be doing Repo with Hiroshi and a bunch of other people. And I hope to see y'all there. Have a good night.